Okay, before this video formally begins, I want to say that I'm trying to get on a more regular upload schedule, but it's hard when you're in high school and everything sucks. So yeah, I'm trying to get better with it, like trying to upload every Friday or Saturday. And I had a good 2-week streak of that, but then it messed up because of something that happened on Friday. It's not really something that I want to get into now, especially with the topic of the video. It's not anything. It's just a long thing that would need explaining, and I'm not ready to do that now. And now that I think about it, I think this is my first video about Total Drama, besides for like a lot of those uploads from a long time ago where it was just the Total Drama World Tour songs, which freaking vibe. In defense of Total Drama All-Stars, the 5th season of Total Drama is my favorite season. I'm saying that up front. And a lot of people apparently hate that season, and I don't know why. They bring up some points, but also at the same time, just listen to what I'm gonna say. One common argument that I hear is that Total Drama is themed about a reality show and not a psychological horror, like how we see in the 5th season where the main villain is Mal, and we can often see inside his head when he's gathering his other personalities up to fight Mal. First of all, it's a cartoon. They can make it as stupid as they want. My second debate for that is that every season of Total Drama has a new villain. You can argue that some villains stay villains in the next season, but there's always a new villain, a character who might be the same but who is still a villain. I.e. season 1 was Heather, season 2 was Justin, season 3 was Alejandro, season 4, what is season 4? Season 4 was Lightning and Scott. Who were they supposed to do for season 5? Because they were all the same characters. And it was split into 2 teams, heroes and villains. So all the characters on the villains team, besides Gwen, were villains. And Gwen isn't even really a villain, so I don't know why Chris put her there. So what was the only logical explanation? To take a character with multiple personality disorder and have him be the villain. Well, one of his other personalities be the villain, a secret personality that we didn't know about. And since this season is called All Stars, it's from characters who have already been in the series, so you couldn't have added any more characters and called them All Stars. That's not how it works. And all the characters on the villain team were technically villains, but Mal was the main villain of the series. Well, of the season. The second argument I hear is that apparently people don't like the characters that are in season 4? No, 5. Yes, 5. Why not? Everyone loves Gwen, people love Duncan. The only person who I would get rid of in that season would be Jo, because I just find her kind of annoying. Instead, I replace her with a different villain, like Justin. He didn't get a lot of screen time in season 2, and even in season 1, I'm sorry. And in season 2, I went back and rewatched it, and he didn't have a lot of villainous traits. He was just playing the game. So you can go back and rewatch it if you want to. I mean, it might just be that I was dumb and didn't really notice it. But he would have been a better replacement for Jo, since we haven't really seen him since season 3. And in season 3, he wasn't even a real participant. He was just occasionally talking during during the aftermath segments. So that's really all you can get with Justin, so why not replace him? Another thing I hear is that Mel isn't a creative villain. Again, this kind of ties back to my first argument, where it's a cartoon. They can make it as stupid as they want. And after 4 seasons of villainy, what are they supposed to do with a new villain? He breaks stuff? Yeah, that's villainous, but in a lot of these instances, the things that he breaks are important to that character. Sierra with her smartphone and her internet addiction. Sam with his game guy. No, it was game guy. Duncan with his knife. A lot of these things that have broken are integral parts of the character that define who they are as a character. It's not necessary for them, but it's something that helps define who they are. Sam is, by definition, a game guy, so he needs his game guy, or else he just doesn't exist. Sierra has to have her connection to Cody, or else she doesn't really have a character. And even then, she doesn't really talk to Cody, she just imagines Cameron as Cody. But that was a nice, refreshing twist, and I liked that. I like how they used Cameron more as a love interest, because without that, the only real love interest you would have had is Gwen and Duncan, which kind of fell through, and then friggin' Zoe and Mike/Mal. But again, you couldn't really have them because Mike was Mal for most of that season. And even then, Mal still plays the game. He qualifies with what he does to be a villain. He breaks stuff, he gets people eliminated, he tried to get Cameron eliminated multiple times. He even tried to freaking kill Cameron! He just left him hanging in the abyss. Like, even if he did somehow still manage to make it back to hell to where he could still play, he could have told everyone about what he did, that he just left him hanging there. And then he goes and accuses Alejandro when, yeah, he left him there, but so did Mike. And he didn't come back. Well, neither of them came back. But still. And in all the other seasons, all the characters know who the villain is. Everyone in season 1 knew that Heather was the villain. Everyone in season 2 knew that Justin and Courtney were the villains. Everyone in season 3 knew that Alejandro was the villain. And they tried to vote him off, but they couldn't. Those characters were too strong to get voted off. And Mal wasn't like that because people only saw Mike. That's all they knew. Besides his other personalities, they knew Svetlana, Vito, Manitoba, Chester, and they knew Mike, but they did not know Mal. They knew Mike as a kind, caring person. They didn't know Mal. Only Duncan knew Mal. And when he tried to convince other people, no one else listened to him. The only person who knew was was Duncan and Zoe, even though she was still skeptical. And a lot of people say that the decisions for the characters was bad, but a lot of the characters that were in that season were fan favorites. Think Sierra, Gwen, Duncan. A lot of the characters were fan favorites, so why are you guys complaining? The only two characters that I would have replaced, in my opinion, are Joe and Courtney, which they both end up being on the villains team, but then Courtney starts as a hero. So the only characters I would have switched with them are like, I don't know. We haven't seen Trent much, so he might have been a good candidate for the heroes team, especially since he was only really in the first 2 seasons. And again, he was in the 3rd season, but not much since he just was kind of in the background the whole time. And again, for a villain, why not bring back Justin? He's a villain. He could participate and be on the villains team. The one thing I really kind of got annoyed of was all the switching for the teams. Like, first, Courtney and Duncan switched teams, so Duncan was on the heroes team and Courtney was on the villains team, which that trade kind of makes sense, at least for Courtney's standards. Duncan, kind of. Then Cameron went to the villains team, and then I feel like there was someone else. Apparently not, though. But you get my point. That's really all I have to say about it. I just wanted to argue why Total Drama All-Stars is my favorite season and why it's one of the, if not the best Total Drama seasons. But yeah, I can't wait for the next season. I think it's season 7 or 8. But yeah, and they're gonna have 2 gay characters, and they're gonna be in a relationship, and I'm really excited about that. And I want them to be 2 lesbians, and I want there to be a non-binary character, but I don't think there could be one. But either way, it's gonna be cool because there's gonna be an amputee with like a robot leg or a robot arm. There's gonna be Latina characters and Asian characters and 2 LGBT characters, and I'm really excited. And you better bet your bottom dollar that I will be watching Total Drama, the new season. This is my first real season that I've been able to properly react to because all the other seasons had already aired when I had first watched them. The only season that I could have kind of reacted to, I didn't even have a YouTube channel at that point. It was Total Drama, it was the daycare one. Total Drama-Rama. And even then, that one's kind of stupid. No one likes it. And I want one of the gay ones to win. Or at least make it to like the finale or like the final 3.